on here again?
SOS isn't on there.
Oh, that's right. I might have. The SOS is the one. Okay. That's enough.
Hey, Cassandra. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. We're a little early this evening. We had some scheduling conflicts, so we're going live at 6:30.
You'll just have to eat in front of the computer.
Yes, they will. Eat and stand. That's right. That's right. Oh, you were on my video from earlier. Awesome. Thanks for watching that one too. Give people a couple of minutes to hop on, a couple seconds. Maybe they didn't get the memo. It's okay. We can stamp with just Cassandra. That's fine.
Yeah,
Party
that'll
of
be
one.
fun.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
I like a big line.
They
down
can
my
always
face.
go back.
Yeah, they can always go back. I'm going to change it.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, and take that off.
Yeah.
There we
you
go.
You're so good.
I'm getting it.
Oh no, wait. Let's move this though.
Okay.
Just turn that off so we don't have that.
So I don't have a big
Glowing
Oh,
orbs behind us.
I still have a glowing line down my face. That's all right. No, you're going to fix your hair on
Trying, but you have to do it like opposite.
I
It's
know.
confusing.
It's hard. It's hard. So thank you guys for joining us. Sorry, we're a little bit early. If you're hopping on, give us a like or a love and let us know that you're there. Oh, that was special. So today is April 30th. And May 3rd is the last day that you can order from the current catalog. So we are concentrating on bundles that are going to be carrying over into the new catalog, but they will not be sold as bundles. So we always say bundle and save. So if you purchase them as a bundle, you get 10% off. Like I said, they will carry over into the new catalog, but you won't get your 10% coupon. And I don't know about you, but I'm a coupon girl. Like, I love shopping on the clearance rack. I'm a clearance rack girl. Ross Dress for Less right here, ladies.
Kohl's Cash.
So, Kohl's Cash, yeah. So that's what we're focusing on this evening. So I'm going to show you. Boop. This is our buffet menu this evening. You have 6 options to choose from. And the cards are free with your $30 product order, or they are $3 each. Okay, so I'm gonna start the show with 1, 2, and 3, and then Barb will bring up the rear. Just kidding.
Okay.
With 4, 5, and 6. So
I'm the grand finale, is what you
there
meant.
you go. That's exactly what I meant.
I knew
Exactly.
it. I knew it.
Exactly. So the first card that I'm gonna make is with the prized peony, and this one is absolutely beautiful, and it is a bundle. So you have the stamp set and the dies, and the dies cut out the beautiful peony right there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and crank this out. And remember, also your designer series paper will also be going out as well. So we have new things coming in that our oh, thanks Deb for sharing. We love shares too. Sharing is caring. So so I'm using basic gray, and I'm gonna fold here at the top, and that's my card. Just kidding. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have petal pink that is gonna go on the inside. and I have a piece of Whisper White. They're that are layered. I don't know what I did with my. Do we have
What
a
do you need, dear?
Stamp & Seal maybe? If not, I can use Tombow.
Yeah.
I have Tombow right here. Tom's right here. I'll just use Tom.
All right, hold on.
All right.
I think I have one. I just start
That's all
with
right.
Tom.
I'm starting with Tom. So I'm gonna go over here. This is a great card. I made it into a thank you card. It says love and thanks to a dear friend. I know the one on the menu says always and forever, but I'm not sure how many always and forevers you're gonna need. So it's one of those you can leave it blank. I'm a blank kind of girl. And then, you know, when you figure out who you're going to send it to or what you need this card for, because it would even be a great sympathy card too. So you can, you know, figure that out and go from there. Okay. So the next step is you have this gray piece, basic gray, that's going to go right there at the bottom. You're going to fold it closed. Then you're going to take your piece of basic white and you're going to put just a bit of Tom on the top and on the bottom. And you want to make sure these are straight here. And this is how your card is going to go together. Just like that. And the nice thing about Tombow is you can kind of finagle it a little bit. So if it doesn't go quite right the first time, you know, you can get it to go your way. But you know what? Hold on. I just did something wrong. You didn't see that. All right, so first we're going to put on our Designer Series paper. I thought something looked a little askew there. So you're going to put on your strip of Designer Series paper. I was just seeing if you guys were paying attention, that's all. Actually, you guys are probably wondering if I'm paying attention. So you're going to go like this, and you're going to put this up here on the top. Like that. Doesn't that look so much better? Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to peel off the bottom. This is on national television. Look at me stamp. You guys would think I just fell off the Stampin' Bus. This is the first time ever, you know, this is my first rodeo. It's really not, but, you know, goodness. But I'm using such beautiful Designer Series paper, so you guys can, you know, be distracted by the Designer Series paper and not what the heck I'm doing. All right, so we're going to put this piece on the bottom. We're going to line it up like I've told you, and then I ripped the card apart, but here we go. So this is your card. This is a fun way to make a card, okay? And it opens just like this. All right, so then you're going to take your peony and you are going to place that on the front of the card, and you are going to use Memento Black. You are going to use the Memento Black to stamp your little love and thanks, dear friend. Yeah, the DSP is really pretty. It's the grays and the pinks. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to do my love and thanks, dear friend, just like that down on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to take my peony, and I want to show you something. So obviously these images do not come colored for you at all. So, and if you don't have the capability of coloring, you could always order some Stampin' Blends, but you can leave this black and white and it looks just as pretty, okay? So, see, you could leave it just like that without the color and it looks just as pretty. So, don't let the coloring keep you from ordering this card. All right, so I'm gonna come and take my Petal Pink, and I'm not gonna color the whole thing in for you. I just wanna show you. I love how Stampin' Up! Does the shading for us. Whoops, wait, back up, rewind. I'm gonna start with my light. I like to color in with my light first. So this is my Petal Pink, and I'm just gonna go around in circles, okay? Circles, just like that. I'm gonna color that portion in, okay? And that was with my light Petal Pink. One of the great things about these blends is you have a light and a dark, and then I'm gonna go back with the dark and just shade the areas that Stampin' Up! Shaded for me. So Stampin' Up! Takes the shade thought process out of the equation because you can just go around and shade that in. Okay, just like that. And then you can come with the little flecks and you can go from there. All right, so just like that. And then once you are finished, you will have your love and thanks, dear friend. You can do whatever greens you would like to. I actually used light garden green and light old olive for this one. So I colored in with the old olive and then I went in with the light garden green to make my little highlights there, okay? And then of course, we're going to add a little bit of bling, right? Of course, I hear you guys all shaking your heads. Remember, we can open our blings on the side, and that allows it to slide right out. So you can still keep it in that nice friendly pouch. And I'm gonna use my scissors to take my bling off. Here we go. Whoops, maybe. So we do it in groups of 3, a little triangular bling, and that makes everyone happy and everyone's eyes happy, okay? So that is the first card. So you would get your card kit and you would have everything you need in there to make card number 1, okay? So card number 2 is with the Simply Succulent set. And that one is actually in the JJ catalog, the January through June catalog. And this is what that one looks like right there. Okay, so this is another one that will be carrying over, but it will not be carrying over as a bundle. So you would only have the stamp set and the dies, but they would not be together. Okay, so we are going to take, this is one of the large backgrounds, and I cut it in half so I could use one on this card and one on this card. All right, and so we are going to take the Tombow, whoops, and we're going to just go around the outside like so. Okay, and we're going to just hit some little points in here in the center like that, and do some of the end pieces. And this is a great way just to add this right to your card, and it gives you a little background there. So you're going to put the pieces right up against the edge of your basic white, and then you can like tap it down with your scissors or whatever is close by and handy. Okay, and then you're going to cover it up with the large succulent image. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I colored this one in. This was kind of fun, and this is one of the little dies that is in the succulent set, and I want to show you what I did with that one too. Here's a larger one, but it's the same thing. So what I did is I took one of the little brushes. Okay, this is our blending brush, and you can see the difference in how soft the look is here. So I used my blending brush and I went round and round. Okay, and I'm going to turn it this way because this is how I have it. And I just went around and rubbed that in. Okay, and then you can always go back and you can add color with your Stampin' Blends. But this is a great way to get that soft look. Okay, and then I also took and put it on top of my die and just gave my die a little bit of color so it doesn't have to be white. Okay, sometimes you just want some color, that's all. So we have this piece here, and then what I did with my succulent is I took my Stampin' Blend, it was my purple posy, and I'm going to come back in and just highlight these pieces here where it has the little marks Stampin' Up! Has provided for me, so it makes me feel like a little Picasso or a little Bob Ross or a little something, something. Okay, so you can go in and kind of highlight there And that gives you, that way you don't have to color in the whole thing if you don't want to, okay? And then this is another fun way you can give it little blue tips too. Like I came in here with this one and gave it a little blue tip. Because if you Google succulents, they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. So it's kind of fun to Google them and see what colors are out there and then maybe pair them with your Stampin' Blends that you have. Okay, so there are the succulents there. Alrighty. So here is the finished product. So for this one I used dark Granny Apple Green. This is light Granny Apple Green, and then this one is the light Old Olive. Okay, and I am going to, of course, use dimensionals. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back here, and I am going to add it to the front of my piece, and you can put it wherever you would like. So I'm going to put it down there a little bit. So you have kind of that little bit of the white, it looks like a little bit of mosaic in the background. And then you're going to have your little sentiment that's going to go right there. And it can say thanks, it can say whatever you would like it to. Okay, so we're just going to add that on, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. We're going to put a dimensional on half of it, and then we're going to put some Stamp and Seal Plus on the other half. All right, so just like that. And then that would go there on the bottom, and you can stamp whatever you would like on there. And then, last but not least, we are going to use, I think I buried them. I did. We're going to use the little gems here. Rhinestones, can't go wrong, right? So I'm gonna do a threesome. That probably doesn't sound good. Sorry. I'll try to keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Sorry, ladies. We're gonna do a triangle. How's that? 1, 2, 3, and then you have your little embellishments. I use different ones over here, but you know, this is a great card, and you can use whichever ones you want on there. Like I said, you can make it into thanks or thinking of you. It's a pretty generic card, so, and you can color however you want. So like this one, I used a little bit of the Calypso light and dark, Calypso coral, but I think I like this one a little bit better with the purples and the lighter version, but you can do whatever you want. Okay, so that's card number 2. And last but not least, I don't know about you, but sometimes I struggle with manly cards, manly birthday cards, manly cards. So I found a way to use up some great designer series paper that is featured in the Well Suited suite. And this is a fun way to use your paper. So you're going to start out, you have Pacific Point as your card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11. And you're going to come in with your Stampin' Seal Plus. And your black is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So it actually is a more than 1/4 of an inch. And then this is the from the Well Suited. It's like the pinstripe, or you have the, if you wanted to do that, you could, but that's a little hard on the eyes when you're trying to add all of this all of these colors here. So it just depends. If you wear sunglasses, you might be okay, but I don't know, that other side's a little much for my old lady eyes. So all right, so we have that, a great and simple card. You can do this with anything. You can make it, make it more of a feminine card by changing up the circles. Okay, so we're gonna start, and we're just gonna put our Stampin' Seal on the back. And we're going to do 3 circles. Notice I didn't say the other word again. We're going to do a triangle effect. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get kicked off of Facebook Live.
It's easy to get kicked off these
I know.
days.
So here you go. So you have all 3 of your circles there. And then you're going to have your triangle, well, kind of, I don't know what this shape is, but you have one of these things. How's that? And you are going to take your happy birthday, and you're going to stamp that in Pacific Point. It's actually Pacific Point, but My son Henry used to call it specific point. So, a happy birthday to you. Ooh, nice and bold, right? And let me show you something fun. So these are the little buttons that come in the die with the dies. Okay, there's 6 that come together. And I'm going to take 3 of them. I cut them out of our silver foil cardstock. And they are the perfect little accent when they don't stick to your finger. Okay, great. So, and then I cut another one of these in the Pacific Point, and I'm going to cut it in half. And this is how you're going to get your little accent there. Like that. Okay. And then you're going to do the same on this side. And this is a great way to make a little accent. Okay, so you're going to put your happy birthday. Whoops. 1, 2. And you're going to place that right on your card there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Tombow and I'm going to do a 1, a 2, and a 3. Sounds like I'm doing a little dance move. 1, 2, 3. You guys don't want to see me dance, so no skill there whatsoever. And I'm going to add my little button there. Okay. And there we go. Oh my gosh, it sounds like the house is coming down, all this wind. But aren't they super cute? They're little silver foil buttons. So cute. And then last but not least, I'm going to take my, this is the twine that comes with the Well Suited Suite. And this is the basic gray. And I'm going to, whenever I use twine, I always double it because I feel like when it is a singlet, word of the day, singlet, that it doesn't show up as nice. So I'm going to use the double. And I'm just going to add that right there at the bottom. Okay, and there you have your nice manly, I shouldn't say manly, masculine birthday card. Okay, so, and then we're going to take a piece of basic white.
It's gonna take a while.
It is. I said it like 60 times today during my Facebook Live. So, and I think my Facebook Live only said 50 words. So, and you take that and put that on the inside, and then you have your masculine card. And it doesn't have to be a birthday card. It could be a thinking of you, even a Father's Day card, you know, whatever you needed. So those are your first 3 cards of the buffet this evening. So we are not bringing up the rear. We're now bringing in the grand finale.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
The one and only.
The one and only, that is for sure. The one and only.
Alrighty, gang, we are getting ready for card number 3. 4. Sorry.
It's okay.
This one is one that is made in a design that was new to me, at least. This is a clear card that uses the window sheet for the card base. And I kind of got excited about it and made lots of different ones. And this is one I actually shared on one of my Facebook Lives, but I wanted to share it for our buffet this month. So easy to make, but really is kind of a wow card.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
That's the way we like it. Alrighty, let's get started. Let me talk a little bit about what I'm using here. I am using the Dragonfly Garden set and the punch. Do you see the punch over there?
No. I see an apple punch.
An apple punch. It's got to be here somewhere.
Is it in one of these other?
Look, no, probably not. Look up here in the shelf. Oh, sorry, Dory. Is it back in there?
No.
No, and it's
No,
not in
gosh,
here
it flew
anymore.
away, guys. Oh, here it is.
Oh,
I
good.
found it.
Thank you.
It flew right back in.
Yes.
It's so windy, it just blew right back
I
in.
know. So sorry,
Yeah.
gals. This is the bundle. Remember that these pieces, these two products are carrying over into the new catalog, but they will no longer be a bundle. So now is the time. If you don't have it, you can get that savings, that 10% savings.
Bundle and save, ladies.
Yep.
Bundle and save.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. Do you have my snail? My plus?
Right there.
Oh, thank you. All right. Okay, so let's bring in, first we're gonna bring in the window sheet. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. I'm gonna take my
Reed bone folder.
reed bone folder, the very best of all.
That's right.
And this is actually the best way to score and crease. Trying to crease, I mean score it on the scoring board's a little tough when it's the window sheet, so I just kind of line up the edges and then use my bone folder. And then it's very, very well creased and it stays closed for you very nicely.
You gotta love a good crease.
You do.
Gotta love a good
Well, it
crease.
depends where it is, I
That's
think.
true. Yep.
So, alrighty, so let's go ahead. The paper that I used for this one is from the same suite, and I still have loads of it, of course. But this is from the Dandy Garden suite. It is a 6x6 paper stack. Not sure if it's still available, but if it is, it might be a great one for you to grab before it's gone. Okay, I'm gonna bring in a piece of Designer Series paper from the stash. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my plus, put a little bit on the back. Now I'm gonna put it in here. Now, one thing I will tell you about the window sheet, once you stick down something with plus, it is really down there and much harder to pull up. So what I do is I kind of hold it above the window sheet, get it where I like it, and then close the card onto it. And then you have your background piece. All right, so that's gonna be my background. Now I'm gonna build the front part of my card. Okay, and to do that, I'm taking a coordinating piece from the same set, and I'm going to use my seal again, and I'm going to layer that on a piece of Bumblebee cardstock. Love these colors together. Then I'm just going to turn those layers over, and with my plus, I'm going to put that right in the center of my card, and you can see right through to the card base, to the back of the card, and you want to have the nice even frame around your card. All right, now let's go ahead and I'll show you how I put my inside piece in. Now the inside piece is cut at the same measurements as my Bumblebee. I'm going to show you how I put that in there so that I can line it up. Okay, I'm going to put this piece right here on top of the Bumblebee piece on the inside of the card. I'm going to hold it there, and I'm going to put a little bit of the plus, and then I'm just going to gently fold the card over, and then your white piece is hidden right behind your front piece. So that will be the part that you will write your little message on, is right in there. All right, so that's just a quick little tip for putting that together so you don't have it sticking out on either side. All righty, now let's bring up a few more things here. We're going to be using this on the front of our card. This is soft seafoam cut with the stitch shapes, the circles. Those are actually retiring, which is very sad, but hey, out with the old and in with the amazing new stuff. So we don't mind that so much. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my dragonfly. All right, so I'm going to grab my Memento ink, and we're going to ink up our dragonfly. Okay, and we're going to stamp him down. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and grab my awesome dragonfly punch, And I'm going to slide it in there. Up, and I stamp my tail. Actually, my whole dragonfly is a little too high on the paper, so you never have to worry. You just cut a little bit of it off at the bottom edge, and then you can go ahead and fit it on perfectly. All right, so there is my dragonfly. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little bit of the Seal Plus, and I'm going to put that right on the card front. Now I'm not going to color my dragonfly because the dragonfly will come to you uncolored, so you can decide which colors you'd like to use. For mine, I used soft sea foam and So Saffron, but it's really up to you, whatever you'd like to color yours. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it to my card front, and to do that, I used a couple of dimensional, kind of the edge pieces, and they lined them up right along the center of my dragonfly, and then put him right on there. There we go. Last part, we're going to go ahead and make the sentiment. I did that on a 3/4 inch piece of Mossy Meadow, and we're going to do a little bit of embossing. Okay, I like to use the white embossing powder when I am embossing something on this dark color. It just really makes it stand out. And another tip I have for you is, instead of using the Versamark, which is the gluey, hi Diane, oh, and there's Joanne, hello, you can use your white craft ink. Okay, use the white craft ink instead of the Versamark. And it starts with the white base instead of the clear base, and I just find that it is, there we go. Once you put the embossing powder on top, it really makes a beautiful white embossed message. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take this, and this I just stamped the sentiment using the white craft ink. Then I'm going to, okay, I just used the white embossing powder, went over it, and what's nice about that is that white craft ink stays wet for a nice long time, so it gives you plenty of time to get your powder on there. Now we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of embossing. We're going to use our heat tool, and you can see how quickly this is going to light up for us. We just want to bring it about 1 inch away, and you can see as it heats up, it's going to get a really brilliant white. There it comes. There it is. That didn't take long at all. Look how pretty that is and how bright that is. Okay, I'm going to bring my card back in. Going to turn it over, use my Seal Plus, and I'm going to go ahead and attach this directly to the front like that. All right, so there is number 4. I got it right this time, I think. All right, so there's number 4 using our Dandy Garden Suite. All right, let me move on to number 5. Thank you for being flexible with us today. We have some other commitments, so we had to change our time kind of at the last minute. So thanks for being so patient with us. All righty, our next card is another favorite that I've had. This is card number 5, and this is a vellum front card. You can see that I used a piece of vellum cardstock here for the front. Okay, the vellum that Stampin' Up! Has is much more rigid and easier to work with than regular vellum. They call it vellum cardstock because it's nice and thick. So it really, really is easy to work with and is a really fun way to make a card front. Alrighty, so I'm going to be using this same suite that I used for this one, but I'm going to be using some different pieces of Designer Series paper. This is the Art Gallery stamp set, and these are the coordinating dies. Okay, these are carrying over to the new catalog, but they will no longer be a bundle. Okay, so bundle and save now, ladies. Alrighty, so I'm going to bring in some different colored paper here. We're going to use this color piece instead. And here is my card base. Okay, so what I did here for my card base is this side here is the regular size of a card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a score line here, and then I have 1 inch farther on the other side of the score line because I'm going to fold that over, and that will be kind of the hinge for our piece of vellum. Okay, so you want to go ahead and fold this over, make your hinge for the front of your card, and let's go ahead and put our piece of vellum in. Here is the vellum. It is so nice and yummy, and it's very smooth, and it's pretty rigid, and it really, really works well, and you can put it through if you want to. You can die cut it without worrying about it getting ripped. I'm going to go ahead and put just a piece, run a line of the Stampin' Plus down there. I'm going to slide my card front in there, so it's going to be just the same size as the back panel. Then I just fold this over. Okay, and that makes your card front. Isn't that neat? All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my portion for the panel in the front. And I notice it's a little long on top, and that bugs me, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly just take my paper snips and just take this little piece off the top. I know it's not that much, but there we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Now, as I said, I'm going to be using this piece, which is from the same paper pack, and I'm going to use a piece of the Hello Honey to go behind it, and like that. All right, so I'm going to turn that over, use a little bit of plus, and I'm going to layer it right on my piece of Bumblebee. All righty, now I'm going to go ahead, and for the front, I'm just going to put a little of the Seal Plus along the left-hand side of the panel, because the only place that it's going to adhere is onto the section that is part of the hinge. Okay, so the only adhering part, that doesn't make sense, hold on. The only part that has adhesive on this panel is the part that is adhered to the panel, on the hinge. Okay, so when you open it up, you're not going to see all that on the back. All right, so there is the front so far. I'm going to grab a piece of white baker's twine, and we're going to tie a little bow on the fold of the card to give it a little bit of something something. So we're going to put that right here. And we're going to tie that up toward the top of our card on the hinge. Hope everyone is doing okay today. It is very, very windy out, at least in York. And I was afraid that we weren't even going to be able to have our Facebook Live, because you know how wind can do wonders on your streaming capabilities. So I'm glad we're still working. So far, so good. All right, so I'm going to slide this up to the top of the card here. Gotta open it a little bit so I can slide my bow to the top. All right, let's make those loops a little smaller. And then cut that off so you'll get a piece of the baker's twine that you can put on the fold if you like. I always think it dresses it up a little bit. Okay, now let's think about our inside piece. And this is awful similar to what we did with the clear card. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna place it right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that seal down and keep that piece right on the back, behind on the bumblebee. Close the back cover, and there you have it. Okay, that's a real easy way to do it. All right, let's go ahead and make our flower. Okay, I'm gonna bring in a piece of basic white, and this suite has wonderful, wonderful images to use for stamping. Okay, first of all, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp using, what color do I have here? I feel like it's Mossy Meadow. It is Mossy Meadow. She got it right. Okay, I'm going to ink up and I'm going to just stamp on my basic white, and I love the way that the image has different degrees of darkness. So it looks like you've almost, you almost did a little bit of a paint job on that. And you are a fabulous artist, which I'm not. And then what they do with the flower is even cooler. Let me show you how that goes. All right, we're gonna grab the rich razzleberry. And the first thing I'm going to do, this is a two-step flower stamp. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the background stamp. Whoops. Let's try that again. Fell right off. Come on, you. And then I'm going to stamp off and then bring it in here onto my paper. So we're going to have a nice light flower. All right. Then there's a second piece that is the kind of gives you some more depth and shadowing on your flower. And then you're going to go over that without stamping off. So it's going to give you some darker shadowing and depth. See how that works? Isn't that pretty how that does that? So the darker is just regular rich razzleberry, and then the lighter is one stamp off. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that through my cut and emboss machine, and what comes out from there is these beautiful pieces for your flower. I love the coordinated pieces because it makes it very easy to make a beautiful flower. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my original card here, and I'm going to start putting a little bit of Seal Plus, and let's see, let's put that one right here. And then we'll take the stem and leaves. And what I do is I slip it right up here in between and under a little bit. There we go. And then just fasten it onto the card. Okay, so there is our flower on the front. And the last thing we have to do is put our happy birthday on. This is one of the cute little die cuts from the set. We're going to use that to put our happy birthday on. And the happy birthday stamp is part of this suite as well. Let me grab the happy birthday stamp and put it on my teeny tiny block. I'm going to grab my rich razzleberry. And we're going to stamp that happy birthday. And I'm going to have to bring this a little closer to my eyeballs, or I'm never going to get this one on. Okay, here we go. Trying again. Well, having trouble with this guy. Even closer to my eyes. There we go. There is happy birthday. That was a tough one. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to use a little bit of my Seal Plus, and that's going to go directly over the flower here. And there is a pretty happy birthday. All righty. So this one is using the Fine Arts Floral Suite. Okay, and this is number 5. All righty. Last one coming up. This is a sympathy card. And for this one, I use the Forever Fern stamp set and coordinating dies. Let me grab my goodies. Here is the card. Love these colors. The Forever Fern Suite, I think, uses just about every green shade they have in all their collections, and they just go so beautifully together. I just really, really love this card. Okay, here is the stamp set. If you're wondering, it's the Forever Fern. And then it has coordinating dies called Forever Flourishing. And these are kind of thrown in there. They don't look as nicely spaced out as they should, but remember, these will be continuing in the new catalog, but they will no longer be a bundle. And then for my sentiment here, I use the Peaceful Moments with Deepest Sympathy. All righty, let's go ahead and get started. This is a nice, easy card. And I'm bringing in one of my favorite greens from the collection. This is Just Jade. Love it. Favorite color green. Okay. Then I took a piece of the Designer Series paper from the suite. This one here. And this is Just Jade and also the Soft Seafoam. So pretty. And look at the back. It's very pretty too. This is some paper that you might want to consider grabbing before the catalog, the new catalog comes in, which is the 4th of May. So if you need a catalog and haven't gotten one from your demonstrator, which is me, if I'm your demonstrator, or if you don't have a demonstrator, touch base with me and I will get you a catalog. All right, next I'm going to take a piece of the Soft Seafoam, okay, and I'm going to put that right on the front here and make sure that I have a nice border around the edge to show off the fantastic DSP. There we go. All right, next, we're going to bring in one of my circles. I don't know what I'm going to do without these stitch circles. We'll have to find something else to use, I guess. But I'm using a stitch circle here for my sentiment, and I'm going to be using my Shaded Spruce ink. I'm going to stamp right here, kind of a little bit towards the top. There we go, with Deepest Sympathy. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that right to the front of my card, kind of toward the top, in the middle. There we go. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about some of the leaves here that we're going to make. Okay, I chose 2 different types of leaves. This one here is going to be in Old Olive. So I'm going to stamp that on my basic white cardstock here. All right, love how they come out with that. The stamps are very intricately made that makes it looks like there's shading on them, which is pretty super cool. All right, my next leaf, okay, these are more broad and stubbier leaves. I'm going to go ahead and use the shaded spruce and stamp on my basic white. All these gorgeous green colors. Hi, Mary B. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to my cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to cut these out using the coordinating dies. And this is what they look like when they come out. Aren't they cute? And then there's also die cuts that you can cut out little greenery just using cardstock, and I did this using the Pear Pizzazz. So I'm trying to pull in as many greens as I can. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to layer them on the front of my card. I think I'm going to use my Tombow. These little fragile little leaves here can get torn if you're using your Seal Plus. So let's go ahead and just use a little bit, tiny bit of the Tombow. I'm going to pick that up with my fingers, and that one I'm going to lay right across here like that. Okay, remember when you get yours, you can kind of lay it however you like. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and include these two. First, my Old Olive little branch, and that one's going to go right here. And then my Shaded Spruce branch, and I'm going to put that kind of in the middle like that. All right, of course those can be put in whatever formation you would like. And then some of my most favoriteest ribbon in a long time. This is called the Old Olive Pretty Peacock ribbon. And it kind of is double-sided. It has Pretty Peacock and Old Olive a little bit intertwined together. Gorgeous satin ribbon. And it matches this card and is so perfect for this card. So what I did is I made a nice big bow, and that's going to kind of top off our beautiful project here. I'm going to grab my glue dots, attach that right down on there where the knot from the bow is. Going to take my little pick tool and put that cute little bow right on top like that. All right. And then the last thing is you will have a blank panel on the inside so that you can put your own personal message in here. So I will make sure that you get your white panel for inside. All righty, that is our 6th card. All right, so let's bring them all back out here. First, Dory's here. Dory had a scoot, so you got me till the end now. Here are the 3 Dory cards. So cute. And here's one of mine. I gotta dig and find the others. Goodness. 2. And then I have my clear card. All right, they all kind of fit. So those are our 6 cards from the buffet this evening. I hope you enjoyed our buffet. Thank you for being flexible and joining us a little earlier. Remember, if you did not join us from the beginning, you can always go back and watch it again. If you are interested in any of these cards, please let Dory or I know and order. We will be taking orders for the buffet until this time tomorrow evening. So take care. Have a fabulous weekend. Remember, the new catalog is launching next week, so make sure you're getting that list ready over the weekend. There's some fabulous things in that new catalog. Take care. and keep on stamping. Bye now.